What is up, my friends? I hope you guys are having a great day today. I am. I literally just got out of the theater. I went and saw Borderlands, just came out today, directed by Eli Roth. And guys, I read somewhere that this got a 0% on Rotten Tomato, right? I can understand why. You know, there's this thing going around, there's been going around for ages called the video game curse when it comes to video games being translated into films, into cinema, right? And they've never had one that's really been good. Maybe the Warcraft movie, you know, is probably about the best I can think of off the top of my head, right? But this was just horrible for the talent assembled, okay? Not only were there continuity errors out the wazoo, which in my opinion, there are cardinal sins in cinema. When you have someone in a scene go somewhere else where they're not with a group, and then all of a sudden they're back with the group and there's no explanation why, and they're supposed to be achieving a task to help the group, go forward in their mission, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're right back there and there's no explanation as to how they got back, why they got back. And it just, to me, that's a cardinal sin in movie making. I mean, I'm all about maybe leaving some stuff up to viewer interpretation, but rule of thumb for me, if I'm making something, assume that your audience doesn't know what you're talking about. Assume your audience, and I hate to say it, assume your audience is dumb to certain aspects of storytelling. So you have to tell them, okay, this is why this person is back again, or this is why this is happening. And there's a lot of instances in this movie where stuff happens and there's no explanation why, and there's big continuity errors as far as that goes. Because 1 minute somebody's there and the next minute they're not. Or 1 minute they're in a certain situation and the next minute that situation is relieved in an unbelievable fashion. Like just out of coincidence, something happens. And that drives me crazy, because it's one thing to have luck, but it's another thing, I should say, to have coincidental luck. That's stupid in movie making, So, other than that, let's talk about the cast. Okay, we've got Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, we've got the guy who played Ivan Drago's son in Creed 2 and 3, Jack Black is Claptrap. We've got a lot of assembled talent here, and I love me some Cate Blanchett. I think she's a classically beautiful woman. I think she's a heck of an actress. I mean, she's Oscar nominated. I think she may have won something, maybe not. I can't remember, but I know she's been nominated. She's a wonderful actress. Powerful performances by Cate Blanchett. Just about anything she does. This movie is garbage. This ain't for her. All right, they wasted this woman's talents with writing that is reminiscent of a junior high writing class, creative writing class. This is like a play that a junior high drama teacher would put on. It wasn't written well. And the thing is, Eli Roth has some really solid films in his filmography. I mean, he's got Hostel, he's got Cabin Fever. I mean, he has got some solid stuff 20 years ago, He has been hit or miss here lately, and this is definitely a big miss for me. It says that he wrote the screenplay. Man, did he ever play the video game? Because there's things in this movie that I was like, no, there's some fan service. There's a few little nods to the video game franchise. There's a few little cameos from different characters from the different Borderlands games. Cool. I dig that. You can't have that kind of video game movie without those kind of cameos. But at the same time, the plot vaguely revolved around the premise of the games. The premise of the games is everybody comes to this planet to find the vault. And the vault is this, there's these aliens, and they put all their technology in this vault. Whoever can open the vault gets this ultimate power kind of thing, right? And that's the premise of the game, the first game. And then they just execute it poorly, because in the game is rated M for mature, right? And there's a lot of vulgar comedy. There's no nudity or nothing like that in the games, but it's vulgar comedy. It's pretty gory, people getting dismembered and blown up to pieces and all that kind of stuff. And there's not a whole lot of that in this, because this is rated PG-13, and they weren't able to have the raunchy, adult, vulgar humor that they had in Borderlands, the video games. They had to relegate it to a PG-13 rating, so there's no F words. I think they may say shit once or twice, but it's pretty basic PG-13, and I think that hindered it a lot from being as good as it could have been. Kevin Hart as Roland, I mean, sure, why not? Roland was the soldier in the first game, and I mean, he looks kind of like Kevin Hart, I guess, but Kevin Hart, he wasn't funny in this. He wasn't funny at all, and I hate that, because I think Kevin Hart's a hilarious dude. Like, they should have had The Rock or Batista or somebody with him instead of Ivan Drago's kid, because then I think, even though he was Ivan Drago's kid played a psycho, one of the villains from the video game turned good in the movie, I think they would have had more chemistry had it been someone else like The Rock or Batista with Kevin Hart, playing off of each other. I think that would have been better. But also, Jack Black as Claptrap. I mean, I like Jack Black, but he was annoying as all get out as Claptrap. I was like, God, why won't this thing just die? But it just wasn't good. It didn't feel like there was any passion behind it. It felt like everybody was just kind of cashing in a paycheck, so they didn't really care. You know what I mean? They didn't. And I've been hearing about the Borderlands movie for 2 years now, 3 years, and now I see why it was pushed back and delayed. Because if it was me, this movie wouldn't have seen the light of day. If I was a producer, I would have just cut my losses and been like, "Sorry, Eli. That's it, bro. We're gonna release that in China. That ain't getting released over here. This is going to Taiwan, man. This ain't getting released in the States." And why? How did they think this was gonna make any money? Sure, it has, special effects awful, poorly rendered. Like, you got people flying on little scooter things like in Star Wars, the speeders and whatnot. But the Star Wars speeder chases looked more believable and real than the people in this movie flying around on little hover cars in the computer-generated desert. It looked awful. Stop using those CGI backgrounds. Go back to shooting on locations, please. Because it's stupid to have these poorly rendered CGI graphics that make your movies look like video games. Stop doing that crap, directors. Especially you, Eli Roth. But anyway, guys, I'm getting passionate. I'm sorry. That's it for Borderlands. Don't waste your time on it. It's in the movies. If you're going to spend theater money, go see something good like Deadpool and Wolverine or Longlegs, or the upcoming Alien Romulus, I'm sure, will be better than Borderlands. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your emotional and physical and mental energy in going to the theater on it. Save your money and go eat a cheeseburger. Buy yourself something to eat or a beverage, because you'll get more out of it than you will this piece of crap, guys. Borderlands gets 1 out of 5 stars. If you like my reviews, guys, by all means, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking about some movies. And I hope that you guys have a great, wonderful day and you excel at everything you do. And God bless you, my friends. I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them, guys. I love you, and I'll see you soon.